Recording. I'm excited. Okay. So, hi, Filipa. Thank you so much for doing this show. That's episode 2. And as you might all know, this is me, Fahim, and this is Filipa.
All right. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Filipa Peleja. I'm a lead data scientist at Levi, Strauss, Europe. And I also lecture in different places, such as bootcamp for girls, but also for trainings for different companies as well. And those trainings, of course, are related to data science.
Yeah. So this conversation is gonna be super light. We're not gonna dive into any data science stuff other than your personal story of what triggered you into the data science industry. That's the only part that's going to be about data science. Other than that, we're just going to dive into life, as I like to call it.
Okay.
What pushed you into data science?
So it's one of those random events in your life. I took a computer science degree, and on my final year, I had one optional course that it was automated learning. And that's where I learned about this whole world about machine learning. And yeah, so that kind of defined the path because I wanted to do my master's in it. And then I loved it so much that I decided I want to spend 4 years of my life doing my PhD in it. But that's how it started.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. All right. Wow. That's incredible. I think every data scientist that I speak to nowadays, they're saying the same thing. It's by chance that I became a data scientist. But I think your story is a bit more um, a lot more genuine because you started before the fad or fade of data science, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had, because I was working then as a software developer, and some of my colleagues and friends told me, what are you doing? You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because nobody values PhDs in our area.
Right.
Because
Well, not now they do.
Yeah, but it was pretty random. I mean, I would never guess. I told them like, I want to do this, but you're right.
Yeah, I have a similar story. I also got into this randomly. I was doing software engineering, computer science in college, and I didn't like it. And I wanted to go to cybersecurity. I thought that'd be cool. And I mixed with the people. I didn't like the people in cybersecurity. They're very rude. So I shifted to data science, and that's when self-driving cars came out. Audacity.com had a class online. I tried that class and I didn't understand anything. I felt so stupid. Then I downloaded Tableau and R, and I was like, I'm gonna do the basics. Let me do the basics. And I fell in love with the visualization part of it. After that, nobody could stop me. I started doing NLP in my dorm room, and then now I'm doing my master's. So it's really been an incredible 3-year journey. But I jumped in on the hype. You're not uh, a part of the hype. You're already like very established, well established.
But it grew a lot, so I think that's also the thing.
Why do you
What
think?
was the value of what data science can bring to the industry, but also technology-wise, right? So right now, a lot thanks to the cloud as well, we have computing power that it's not that is tangible for different companies. So you see the return of the value, but at the same time, you see that you can do it without, making a big investment in resources and also in infrastructure as well.
I see. What do you think after we all become data scientists? What will happen? What is the next hype?
The next hype. I think in the end of the day, it will be around data, but maybe the different levels of what we can do with data. We are still in a very early stages. That's what I think. So we are doing what you can do when most of us are working from raw data. So let's think about 10 years ahead, right? Raw data is already worked on. So that's when we are actually doing the most advanced models. But perhaps some of them that we see in some of those sci-fi movies, because we are still not there. So that's kind of how I see it. I see a more digital world because we are
Digital wealth.
able to, yeah, a digital world in the sense that everything, it's already easy to be consumed and translated into something that it's not I mean, if we forget about the revenue as well, as in the end of the day, as me as a person, I mean, how do I want to interact with all my devices around me? Because I have more and more devices, right? And I want them to, match my needs, and my needs are getting more and more demanding, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
Okay, so very like cybernetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw a video of you where you're endorsing work from home, and I can tell that you're from that school of thought after I watched the video. I was like, ah, okay, she's very futuristic, and she wouldn't mind, I think that was my assumption. She wouldn't mind joining with tech, mind and body with tech. Am I right?
Oh
Am
my
I
gosh.
wrong?
Well, I don't know, maybe. Like, um, could be if it's safe.
If it's safe, you will do it. I'd be too scared. I'd be too scared. I'm not there yet mentally. Um,
There are some cool stuff. Like if you see some episodes from Black Mirror.
yeah, I need to start on Black Mirror. I heard it's really good, and now that I'm starting to have these episodes with scientists, right? I'm realizing I need to watch that show or any futuristic show that deals with so much tech. And Black Mirror is the closest one, you know?
Mhm. I think Blade Runner also shows, I mean, if you take the dark side of the whole world being kind of
Yeah,
destroyed, but it has a lot of interesting things that we could leverage from tech as well.
I bet, I bet. Have you watched Tron or any of the other movies?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Tron is cool.
big Tron fan. Um, you said something about teaching girls how to code. You're part of that movement. Um,
Mhm.
so what would you recommend girls to do who have laptop, internet, but not instructors like you? They don't know that people like you exist. What can they do? What will you tell them?
To be honest, it's not only girls that I would give that
Yeah,
advice.
please. For everybody. Yeah, please.
For anyone. So if you just want to see if you like the area, but you're not formally in an university or with an instructor, like you said, I would advise you to see a couple of Coursera courses. They are pretty light. So they all have also for different levels. Some of them, let's say I'm from marketing world, right? Or from finance. They have sessions where you can see what can be leveraged from there. And that will be enough to spike your curiosity. And as you take it from there, that would be my first advice. Now, if you want to get hands-on and you still are not sure like where you should enroll and so on, Kaggle has a lot of challenges in there, and you have a community as well. So that's how I recommend to go from those 2 points, but starting from Coursera, because if you go to Kaggle, then you're kind of lost. Okay, this is not
Kaggle
for me.
initially is intimidating. It looks like, oh my God, so many data,
Yes.
CSV file. Yeah, I had the first impression about Kaggle too, but now Kaggle's like, okay, I know what I want, so I'll search for it on Kaggle, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay. A nerdy question. Favorite language, R or Python?
Well, for me, it was always Python, even though I work with R because when I
Yes.
was at Yahoo, the person I was working with, he was an R fan. So I learned R. I did not become a big fan, but I have to
Oh
say that.
no, my heart just broke. Okay, continue.
Sorry, but for
Sorry.
visualizations, I do see that R has been the strongest for a while, but now I think Python is kicking ass. So
Yeah, because of Dash and Plotly, right?
exactly.
Okay. All right, enough nerd talk. We don't want to make it into a tech talk. Uh, TikTok, tech talk, tech talk. It's STEM talk, but still, we're talking about life. Tell me about your childhood. Um,
My,
yeah,
my childhood.
yeah. How was your childhood, and how did you become a scientist? Like, what is the trajectory, you know?
Uh, well, my mom is from history, and my dad is from maths. So I
They're
had to kind of.
they're professors.
My mom, she is. My dad was for a while, but it's not his thing. But I don't know. So my parents always had this approach of not trying to influence us in any way. So I never had this thing of this toy is for boys, this toy for girls. This is a big topic nowadays, but well, from my generation, not so much. But I never realized, because if you're a kid, it's your household, right? So when I enrolled later on for STEM, it was a surprise to me when I entered the university, and we were 17 girls in 160 students.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. I didn't know. So if I think about my childhood, it's because, in my view, I was never influenced towards nothing. So I got to have a full branch of choices.
That's
So
fantastic, right? I love that.
it could
So
have been for other areas as well, but I think that make a huge difference.
I bet. So you grew up where?
So I'm from Portugal, and
Portugal.
yeah, even though I'm from Lisbon, so I lived in the north, the south. I lived in a bit of everything, everywhere, because my mom she was a professor, and she was always traveling all over the country. So she would have to go to the school where she was assigned to. But if I put together most of my high school, I was in between the country, so near the coast. And then I studied later on in Lisbon. But yeah, high school, childhood, yeah,
Childhood
near the
in
coast. Yeah,
Lisbon
small
and
village.
okay,
Yeah.
in Portugal. That's pretty cool. I think you're one of the first people from Portugal that I'm talking to in my life. So this is quite something. So grew up in Portugal, and then you are a professor yourself in Brussels right now?
No, actually, I don't teach
Right, right,
here.
right.
Yeah,
You're working
I
in Brussels.
yes. So I'm working for Levi here in Brussels. So I'm based in Brussels, but all the teaching is for different places. So I used to teach also at an university, but in Lisbon. Now I'm remotely teaching for boot camps. So the
Yes.
boot camp is based in Barcelona. I'm also teaching for a university in Barcelona. It's a coincidence, right? But I used to live in Barcelona, so I guess that's, people kind of get to know you and so on. Yeah, and the company that I work for the the industry, teach, let's say, to help grow the skills of your employees. It's also not based in Brussels, so all the lectures are not had.
Got it, got it. So boot camps, do you think they're worth it for people who are just exploring or starting out? Or do you think it's for like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I want a data science career, so I'm gonna go through this boot camp and put my money. Do do you think
I guess it depends, right? So in general, I've been with two different boot camps, schools. In general, you do get to talk with the organization, and I think it's a very important part of the journey, like, because you're still exploring, you're trying to
right?
figure out what is the best fit for you,
Yeah,
because they have more than one different boot camp. So I think that's a crucial part. Now, to answer your question, is it somewhere that I can start and it would leverage my knowledge? I would say absolutely, because it depends on your time that you have available. If you want to make a long-term investment, yes, you have the universities and so on. And I also teach for them. And there's a difference, right? You get more time to dig deeper. But now you could say, my life doesn't accommodate that. I have my daily job and so on. And I want to be able to cope in this shorter period of time. It will be intensive, but then I can even leverage opportunities, let's say, within my company as well, or other opportunities. So I want to do it faster.
mm,
So the bootcamp allows you to do that, and allows you then to get the basis for you to grow on your own as well. So that's how I see the boot camps. But you need to, you need to
have
be
some
very,
interest, some
yeah,
interest.
you need to be motivated, because they are pretty
Uh,
intensive, right?
yeah,
So you have a lot of work to do. So you could say, let's say, for 6-9 months, you don't have much of a personal life. So that should be taken into account.
okay, speaking of personal life, we're gonna talk about society a bit for now. Children have this really big problem with tech. Young kids are getting addicted to their phones, right? And then problem is they're learning very soon, like even before you and I decided to go into STEM, I think young kids have to decide where they're gonna go. From school life, they need to decide, or else things are getting very murky and very specialized as they age. And I think we're taxing the kids harder on this, that if they're too late to decide on their career, it's going to be very difficult for them to get an opportunity or a job. So what do you think of all this technology being given to kids in an early age, and then we're pushing them to choose a career at a very, very early age, like in their teens?
Oh, that's a very controversial topic. So I don't have kids,
Okay.
but
Okay.
this was a hot topic with my colleagues because some friends as well, like some endorse giving the technology on early stage, others don't. And it's a hot topic. To be honest, I don't think there's a right and wrong answer. So parents raise their children in the best way possible. So some of them maybe you could
Most parents
question,
do.
like you,
Hmm.
okay, but I can't point a finger if I see someone with a child that for some reason is playing on the mobile device. I
Mm.
don't, I'm not the one who's going to judge, because you don't know. Maybe at that moment the child is, but later on it's not. So having that said, I will not enter there. But you do mention something that it's actually the first time I kind of hear it being said that way, about children having to decide in the very early stage. Why? I think they're still the same.
So yeah, going to another topic, how do you see the future in the next 25 years? Like everybody before they go to sleep, they make planet Earth in their, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. What are you imagining? What is your Tron world look like?
Uh, I guess I love sci-fi.
Yeah, yeah. What's your
But I
sci-fi world?
think,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
but at the same time, I think I suffer from one of the things that sometimes we talk about, the diversity within data science teams, that I still come from the engineering background. So I always kind of see the world within its boundaries. So when I think about 25 years from now, I think I suffer from that, because I still think, okay, maybe we'll have self-driving cars. Maybe that will be a reality for certain places. I do think, I mean, like I was telling you in the beginning, a lot of the things are being more digital. I mean, money, like real money, coins, they will not make sense.
no more.
That's
Fiat
not
currency, no
something.
more.
Yeah, and I also think you were talking about, bio stuff, but for sure it does make sense for me to have something here that just
I knew
that doesn't require being charged
I
or
knew you
anything.
would endorse it. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Is it gonna be stuck to the skin or no? Like a
of
bracelet.
course.
Oh my God,
It's there. It's like a ship, like you have for your pet.
that's
We'll have
scary.
a ship as well.
Yeah, I'm not ready
Yeah.
for that. So you think that we're gonna have self-driving cars and the biochip for access and payment and those things. Okay,
It makes so much sense, and your life much easier. Like, I didn't forget my wallet. I don't have to carry my driving license all over the place. You just have it there and you're relaxed.
okay, okay. Not bad. 25 years, if we have that, it's gonna be nice. Not bad. Okay. Um, so something else I want to ask you is, why did you agree to this episode? How did I convince you? Because you're a very important person, and I'm just like I'm just a grad student. So what did I do right,
Um,
or
actually,
maybe what interested you?
I I liked one thing that you said that it was really nice, which is about promoting data science for different audiences, and without being too techy. Like, this is a cool area to work with. So I think I'm not actually phrasing you, but you did say something along those lines,
Yeah,
and I did like it. And either way, I do like to talk about what it's like to be a data scientist, and you are promoting this through these sessions.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
kind of that's how you convinced me.
thank you.
I think you didn't need convince me much, but to be
No,
honest.
no, actually, I didn't know. So I saw your videos last night. I didn't know that you give lectures and you give talks on data science, on how is it to be a data scientist. So it's like a huge coincidence that it became parallel, that your interest and what I'm trying to do with my show became like parallel. Do you have any questions for me?
Okay, so how do you see the future in 25 years?
uh, how I see the future in 25 years. So I see a lot of globalization, and I see a lot of cyber attacks being the norm, unfortunately. And I do see us data scientists being like we're gonna take over corporate. That's how I see it. Um, Data economy will be like a big thing. Uh, you know how Kaggle has open source data, da, 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 da. We're not going to
Mhm.
have that anymore. If we're smart or if we're cruel, we're going to privatize data and sell data. So that's going to be really bad, actually. Another
Isn't
thing,
that happening as already?
it's
Like the
already
cyber
happening.
attacks as well?
Yeah, but it's going to be like more, it will be
Um,
normalized. Yeah.
okay.
I do think that self-driving cars will be a reality by then. Um, However, I also think there's going to be a lot of problems with different nations and financially and educationally, they're going to fight each other a lot, unfortunately. And we're going to have problems with water. Water is going to cause a big problem.
Mhm.
Lack of water is going to cause a big, lack of clean water is going to cause a big problem. So all this, and we might have a problem with food supply chain. We might get cyber attacks. We might have wars because of food, because we bring chocolate from Africa and coffee from those African countries, and I think other people might have like robots as armies. No more human beings. It's going to be unmanned, so they're going to control it while they're in their country and send robots to do wars so they can have the resource. Like,
Oh, that's such a dark vision.
yeah, and
Oh my
it's gonna be
gosh.
pretty intense. That's what I think,
Yeah.
and everybody's gonna fight with their laptop. All this, and it is gonna be. It sounds really dark now that I think about it.
So, one
Wow.
positive point that you would tell me, like for the future.
I think healthcare will be good because with all the data, all the pharmaceutical companies are gonna be very specific in dealing with their somebody's bad health, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be very expensive. It's gonna be even more expensive.
There you go, dark again.
Sorry. Just because now they're like, okay, here's the medicine for you. It's exactly what you need based on your genetics and problems, but now you have to give me your entire half of your entire savings. They're gonna blackmail you at that point. I'm sorry, this is so dark. Any other questions that I can give a positive answer to? After that, we can try to play the game that we want to play.
Oh, yeah. Let me see, because I left it in. Okay, I have it.
You have an iPhone, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
can do the screen recording.
I don't really know how to connect.
Oh, so it's gonna be, so you have the iPhone, right? And you do this thing. You do this,
Oh, no,
and
no, no. Record, I know, but how do I connect? How do I know we're doing the same exercise?
oh, we most probably are not gonna do the same exercise.
Oh, okay. So not really playing against each other.
No,
Okay.
it's gonna be like a speed test of who can do it.
Okay.
Do we start?
All right. So I'm going to start.
Okay, hold on. Let's start together. Is this one right? Ah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm just going to stop. Wait.
All right, ready, set, go. Finding opponents. Hopefully it's you.
Mm,
Okay,
doesn't
nose.
work.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm finding opponents. I think I took too long. Okay, I'm starting now.
Okay. Helmet. So it's actually a machine learning algorithm, right?
I don't know. I just skipped one, so okay.
Just make sure it's like
Oh, come
time's
on.
up, okay. It's a speed test, okay?
I think mine is still running. Okay, time's up.
Time's up, okay.
Okay.
It's doing an ad, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you won for sure.
Oh,
I
I
told you
won.
that I was.
Yeah. Oh, there it
What
is.
is it? So I'm the fourth player.
You're the fourth?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's the same. Is it?
Hold on, what's your
Adrian.
name?
I don't have a name. I'm the player.
Okay, my fourth is Nathan at 10.
No.
What is your score for the game? Is it
45.
45? I have 120. I think I won, right?
No, so you have the coins here, but your points is on the grayscale, I think.
Yeah, 120.
See, I told you that was bad.
Yeah, see? Proof.